Vietnam's stock market, with total 190 billion with 500 listed securities, has proved its function to the economy. The limitation that hinder the development of the market still exists, as we are missing steps established in 2025, completing reform that would put the stock market to emerging status, market upgrading press the national financial market, and attract foreign capital flows. However, Vietnam has limited foreign investor access to the equity market, critical for any open economy that relies on offshore industrial investment, export, and GDP. Emerging markets refer to an economy that experiences considerable economic growth and possess characteristics of the developed economy. Critically, emerging markets are countries that are transitioning from the developing phase to the developed phase. As the economy goes into emerging, it becomes more integrated with the global economy and have increased liquidity in depth, equity market, increased trade volume, and developed modern regulatory institutions. It is more attractive to foreign investors and boosting capital flows into the country. World Bank expected that about 7.2 billion USD will be invested in the stock market a year once the market is upgraded. An upgrade to emerging market status would raise the profile of Vietnam's stock market on the global stage. Recently, in September 2018, for possible reclassification to secondary emerging market status, Vietnam promotion was delayed and will be reviewed for reclassification as secondary emerging market in March 2022. Therefore, our route to be emerged has to be postponed to 2025. There are three authorized institutions, but Vietnam focuses on MSCI and FTSE. The paper by Dr. Cao Minh suggests, in terms of MSCI quantitative criteria, Vietnamese stock market has reached the emerging market level, but there are still many qualitative criteria that Vietnamese stock market has not yet satisfied. Vietnam achieved 9 criteria of MSCI. There are still 3 criteria from openness to foreign ownership, 1 from capital inflow and outflow, 1 from market organization, and 4 from market infrastructure. With FTSE, Vietnam just achieved 7 criteria. There are 2 most important ones missing: settle cycle criteria and the improvement of the process for registration. Geopolitical risks refer to qualitative criteria. As a socialist country, Vietnam shields the equity market while limiting foreign investors in decisive and defensive sectors like electricity and water, while the emerging market focus on open to foreign ownership. Incomplete market infrastructure referring to the pre-funding mechanism that Vietnam is using with limited technology. Vietnam trading activity look like this. 100% pre-fund is required between buyer and seller for trading activities. Then security firm will summarize activities and transfer to VSD to consolidate to announce the closing stock price. This takes too much time, lowering trading activities and the liquidity of the stock market.
So the entire Asia is waking up economy, but after what we have seen, it is undeniably that our stock market is falling behind schedule. So does our opportunity. So this is absurd. Do you think that by missing the watch list, we mean lost opportunity?
Yeah, I feel that we are losing a lot of opportunity. So we could have done better for our stock market, especially in this time because the USD is increasingly that high, growing from 23,500 to 24,500. So the investor fear that there's a big loss due to that decreasing, so which resulting in the decline of the VN index. So recently, now we're 10% due to that decision of the Vietnam Central Bank, sacrificing the exchange rate to have a real estate company to overcoming this housing bubble right now. I think that a move of upgrading the stock market more than ever is a good way to attract foreign investors and invest in Vietnam.
So based on your knowledge, research, in the MSCI part we are missing 9 criteria. What MSCI comments about this? Like, what do they say about this?
So MSCI said that we're still missing 9 criteria. So, but in fact, like the video mentioned before, we are focusing on the 2 main problems: the right of the foreign investor, which are related to the geopolitical risk like foreign ownership limit level, foreign group level, equal right to foreign investor, the investor registration, and overall MSCI emphasis on the advantage of the foreign investor compared to their domestic. Second, what we could have done earlier is upgrading the new system that provides the liberal exchange market. So creating the clearing, settlement, and transfer liquidity, which are relevant to the facility that we are lacking. So there are some criteria left that are not uniquely of the upgrade, like market regulation, information flow, implying that not all documents are not translated in English. So we are using VAS, a framework that is kind of different from IFRS that is widely used.
We have a significant distance to cover, correct? What is FDSA viewpoint or involvement? Is there anything that we have failed to consider for that?
And in terms of FDSA is the regional appear to simpler than MSCI, means the FDSA capital flow is less than MSCI, and we will to the regional of MSCI. Almost on the regional for operating the finance stock market and to the following. The first insurance of regional by the central contractor trading models like the MSCI and G plus 0 and finally the foreign ownership limits. This regional act considered important short-term material because they are actually for the stock market to meet the requirement of FDSA and become attractive for foreign investor and remove the business.
Indeed, it appears that there are quite a few similarities between the two. Have anyone noticed that?
Well, from the research and more organization in e-commerce there are two factors which directly affect the process of operating the market. So the first one is the e-commerce infrastructure, where more than many focus on CCP, while Vietnam are unable to identify technical process with respect to the central counterparty model, as well overdraft facility and pre-funding of trades. And as a result, it has caused a lack of clarity regarding to the timing of the market reforms. And the second factor is equally important as foreign investor ownership limitation, where according to the MSCI, companies in certain conditions and sensitive sectors are subject to foreign ownership limits ranging from 0 to 51, which affect more than 10% of Vietnamese equity market. The reason to explain about this one is mainly comes from geopolitics. And besides that, we also have some problem related to the progress of register new accounting for the investor, who are complaining from both organizations that progress is still complexity, and such as needing approval of VSD, resulting in the extension of registration process.
So we're classifying the solution to this problem, correct? Do you have any task recommendation or maybe potential solution?
For the geopolitics problem, I think that we could solve by redeeming stock, refer to stock buyback by the issuing company and redistribute the rights and then order after redistribute tax. This object funding from the many redistribute sector like banking, healthcare, and electricity vendors, which are usually prohibited from the foreign investor to generally by redeeming this by a given time, helping the progress can be on time, control the level of foreign ownership in many circumstances.
That it has some drawbacks. So because it costs a fortune to pay off, an amount of money to pay back, an amount of share, requires a variety of calculation to prevent that loss that we have not had. So moreover, the market doesn't have that much freedom and still heavily depends on the government. So I think that the stock classification is a better option for us. So what is the stock classification? So it refers to classifying the stock market as encouraged, permitted, restricted, and prohibited. So the purpose of the stock classification is to reduce the restriction on foreign ownership. So from that point, create more capital and more opportunity for Vietnam business to expand the production and economic development. And so currently, all the countries are restricted on foreign ownership. Although there are industry related to the service and F&B manufacturing, this is create a big barrier for the business. So the stock classification will increase the transparency and the freedom, the clear legal framework. So clearly, classifying this industry makes it easier for foreign investors to identify the investment opportunities. This is also create the transparent and the predictable investment environment. So it will motivate the business to develop. So the business are not classified in the attractive industry, may be able to raise more capital or attract better to any investors.
In terms of incomplete infrastructure, I have heard that the issue is quite severe. What's your take on it?
So definitely, I think the implementation of KRX is crucial because it can solve incomplete infrastructure problems. The KRX system is the only securities exchange operator in South Korea, and making markets in equities, bonds, stock index futures, and stock index options and equity options. The KRX system will operate with basic features, and new features will be deployed step by step according to the roadmap. So it also can bring new products, trading and payment solutions to the Vietnamese stock market, such as T+0 settlement, short selling and option contracts. So if the KRX system is implemented, Vietnam could potentially meet the FTSE criteria before 2025. So from all the benefits of KRX system, we could operate the CCP, which is an entity that has facility trading in various derivatives and equity markets. So it acts as a third party to both seller and buyers, collecting money from each and which allow it to guarantee the terms of a trade. So CCP should be implemented as soon as possible. And the benefit of CCP are reduced counterparty risk, maintain stability in financial market, and increase efficiency of transaction. And it also maintains privacy of customer too.
Well, but there are some drawbacks about this solution. And for the KRX system, more transaction will incur more fees, and the short selling makes more stock volatility and high risk rates. And the CCP may increase participation fees, may not be able to process non-standard transactions. Some CCPs may not have adequate scale.
The last remaining issue is that the barrier of small language and framework differences.
And I think we should fully adopt the international reporting standard and related the guidance from the International Financial Reporting Interpretation Committee for public interest entities. Correct and complete disclosure about financial information can not only help fortify the confidence of shareholders, potential investors, and relevant size, but also boost the firm's reputation about market regulation. And transparency is also key to operating the stock market status. It stipulates that large-scale public companies and listed organizations must list their quarterly financial report earlier. And the foreign investor view Vietnam as a third world economy, which may not prioritize their investment. And with the transparency from VIS to IFRS, make the financial report readable and make them confident in investing activities.
So this is the end of our roundtable discussion. Thank you for your time being here and see you soon in another episode.